Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I'm your host, Mary Ellen. This episode is a craft with me where I work on my random number generated journal, which is journal number 2 of the year, random number generated. And it is coffee, so coffee is the topic of the journal. And I'm going to first review, I'll put right side up, pages that I have done. So this is, last episode we were working on washi tape collage boards, and these are 2, and then I have 2 more because anything worth doing is worth overdoing. That goes that way. So when you last saw these, they were nothing but washi tape, and I have since splattered both black and gold on the pages. The backs are still blank, and I was using dictionary pages, and some of the edges are still a little bit raw. I have also put some Mod Podge type stuff over top of them, so they have an interesting feeling to them, and the washi tape should have a little bit more security stickiness to it. So this is me creating some journal specific paper that I can use in various ways. I can use them as a journal page, so use that and just use that as an insert. I can use it to make pockets or whatever else. So that's sort of the catch up of that part of the prep work. Put that neatly in a pile. What else have I done? I was able to do this, which is this material. You can sort of see the variegated color that's part of my hand-dyed material, and I have stamped 2 cups and then 2 mugs on this, and I will tear it up and use them as part, sort of the highlight area for a fabric swatch. So I've got that done. What I would like to do now is create some material, what do we call them? Material, I'm just going to sit here and wait until the word comes to me. Snippet, snippets. That's what this means, snippet. Snippet strips. So these are about 16 inches. This is thrifted flannel, and it's just never mind about the, goes that way. I cut it 2 strips. These are about 2 inches wide, and I have a load. I'm gonna move my water. There we are. A load of Bitso material. I also have some sparkly fiber. I'm gonna put that over to the side here. Keep it generally out of the way. I also have some additional ribbon, and I have bits and pieces of flower, like fake flower leaves. Wow. Oh, before we get too far along, the other thing I wanted to show you is I have a washi tape empty roll that I can add to my empty roll collection that I am keeping for the year to see how much I use. And this was the green. So I have finished that roll of washi tape. Very exciting. So the method I'm going to use to create this fabric snippet roll is the one that Cindy at Studio Lou did for Mass Make March. And that is just use a little bit of glue pieces of material down in some kind of a random way. The glue is not the permanent, it is just so that when you pick it up and you go to the sewing machine, it doesn't all fall apart. And with that, let us have a little bit closer look at the fabrics. So we've got some brown, we've got some red, it's got different color of brown and some more brown. That's a bed sheet. Got a little bit of green. What else do we have? This is some more red, different kind of fabric. Some more red, different kind of fabric. Some more red, different kind of fabric. Sort of a taupey brown, kind of a reddish brown. It sort of goes between those two. Boy, there's a lot of thread. Some brown, some more brown, some more brown. Oh, some green, and some bits of gold. For thread and fiber, we have, this is embroidery thread, and these spools of metallic are from the dollar store. Very inexpensive. They are horrible to work with, and I might as well just use them up, pulling it apart and plunking it on. And I also have, this isn't burlap, but it's like burlap twine. I'm sure there is a different name for this, and the word escapes me at the moment. So now that you've had a tour of the fabrics and we've got thread everywhere, let us put down some bits. I should probably just put that aside. There we are. Let us get to something. So as I'm filming this, the sun is setting on the back 40. It was a sunny day today, which was pretty exciting because yesterday there was a deluge like nobody's business. Here. One of the things that I think I don't do particularly well is just do it. And this is useful practice for me to be able to just, you know what, just randomly tear a bit off, plunk it on, carry on. That's something I don't do necessarily naturally. Here we are, okay. That brown is done. I just finished uploading my Thrifty Thursday video, and you might have seen that already. And I think somebody mentioned recently about all of the Temu videos, and I'm not gonna lie, I covet a lot of what they have, and I covet all of the pretty boxes and so on and so forth. And so I've decided that I am going to see if I can't make not my own box, but the bits. It's like, oh, look at that fiber, or look at those patches of fabric. And I think to myself, because the fabric that you don't have isn't good enough, or the fiber that you have isn't good enough, I think part of their appeal to me is how it's packaged. It's packaged in a manageable unit. And so I think what I might do is take some of the stuff that I have and package it in a manageable, or more manageable than I currently have, unit, and see if that helps me with the use. So if I get anything done, I'll show you. Whoops. Oh, selvage it doesn't want to cut. But it's all so very pretty. It doesn't help me make anything. Yeah, just do that. Okay, that's pretty light. And so this is going to be pretty light. Let's try this. Oh, that's fun. What else do we have for browns? Do the skinny end. So I'm going to trim off this little piece of white because it is white. Whoops. One of my projects for tomorrow is to set up my new printer. That's a very exciting development in my world. I have had a poor, sad little printer that uses up ink like nobody's business and doesn't print particularly well. And I decided that part of the reason why the no spend, low spend project is important to me is that I can then spend that money on something else. And so one of the projects that I had for saving was a printer. Let's just put this one over here. Sure, why not? Oops. I'm trying to get these things so that they're sort of overlapping the edges, so I'm not being neat to the edge. I'm allowing for some overhang. Golly, there's a lot of threads going on here. Whee! Can't see this, I don't think. You probably just see flashes of my hand. I am just pulling off some threads, all of that. It's a bit of a knot. And I know I should keep it and put it in an Ort jar, but there's only so much stuff that I can save and not lose my tiny Cricut mind. So I do what I can. And I think that's what the best that we can do is what we can. Sure. Maybe that's a better way of doing it. So that was me sort of pulling a lot out at once. There. There. The gold I think I'm going to put as the last bit. The same thing with the threads. Twine? Do we call this twine maybe? Is that the word? Might be the word. I think after I get this stuff sort of prepared, I guess that's what we call it, made, is to do what? I want to do some blank covered or altered paper clips. And what else do I want to do? I would like to do that doesn't mean anything to you. What does it mean? It means wax seals, and put them on some nice sort of good circles. I think I should change the shapes. That's a nice piece. I like that one a lot. very long strip. Oh, I love the sound of tearing fabric, particularly when you get to do a nice long bit. Pick a side. There we are. Just do it. Oof, didn't cut it enough. This is part of a bed sheet that comes from India. It was a gift to a friend of mine who also, when she gave me this, also gave me 3 different saris. And I asked her what she wanted in return for so much fabric that was so pretty. She doesn't sew or do things like this. She goes, oh, maybe a table runner. And so I made her a table runner out of the bed sheet using, hang on a second. There is this pattern that is prominent throughout the sheet. So I selectively pulled out that pattern and made her a table runner. And she was gifted the material by her mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law visits periodically, and nobody tells her that the table runner that she likes so much is made of the bed sheet she gave them, which is pretty great. They were worried. It's like, oh my God, what do we tell her? Like, what do we tell her? Don't tell her anything. If she enjoys it, that's great. Got a patch there. Gotta get that. Yeah, that'll work. Here we are. So we have I wonder if this would work. This is a really interesting green. So the green that I have decided on, this is a fat quarter. Good to know. Okay, well, I'll take a small bit. By small bit, I mean about 1 inch or so, 1.5 inches maybe. Here we are. One of the things that I discovered, or that I considered about coffee, is Starbucks is closely associated with coffee. And I'm reaching down here to get a mug. So this green is what I was trying to match, because I think it has a suggestion of that green, at least you have that sort of association, I think, with that green and that company. And I think I should probably start referring to that company as the Mermaid Company. So it'll be our code that when I talk about the Mermaid Company, I'm actually talking about Starbucks. And I sneeze. Oh, pardon me. Ooh, that snuck up on me. Whew, so did that one. Whew. This is lovely material. I like this one a lot. There we are. That's all covered. And will this one work? Yeah. Yeah. Here. So that's that. More or less done. I feel like that might need to be a little bit more. Be mindful of that when I sew it. Oops, so a little bit sticky. There we are. Let's do this one and then do the threads all at once. Because I think if I start pulling the threads, we're gonna make a mess. and I'm going to get all caught up in it. So let's put this sort of face down, maybe, I think. Sure. So that I don't get so caught up in looking at it. Try and use a little bit different proportions and different fabrics, different arrangement, so that it's in the family, but different. I wonder if that works any better. Here. So I'm going to cut this off here. Leave this sort of light sari silk to the side. I wonder if it would tear long ways. Get some really funky. Oh, wow. Oof. Holy phrase. Oh. It's already glued down. So I've got some thoughts about what I want to do with the journal, some fun things. I don't know if they will work, so we will go down that path together. I have an idea for a shaker card that we need to test. And what else do we need to do? Yeah, like a double. I like that idea. We are? Yes. Need to put some brown down. And if it works out, I will be quite pleased. It will be quite fun, too. So I've got the shaker card that will be fun and interesting. And what's the other thing that I wanted to do? Oh, yes. For anybody who has seen the Apple Journal, spoilers, I did like an insert of the actual apples, and I have a similar but different idea for this journal, but I don't know if it'll work. And everything always is, it's an idea and then you have to figure it out, which is probably okay. But I sure do spend a lot of time figuring things out. This is more sari silk. Wow. So pulling more threads. They're going on forever. Yeah, I'm just going to use this sort of flat. Oops. And I'm considering doing some jelly printing as well to get some pages, but I'll need to start pulling possible sheets to see if I have enough. Let's put it on an angle. Why not? Let's live on the edge. So I'll have to pull to see if I have, if I need to create more paper. I might not need to. Ooh, that was going to be wild. Well, we can always trim it if we don't want it all. There we are. So we've got that done. Got the green, got that bit on my lap. Oh, we've got some of this we gotta do. I did some of that. I do this, I did that. I feel like I'm missing a brown. This one? Oh, that's that one. Oh, here it is. Nice chunky bit. There we are. Oh, and another bit if I need it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one there. I'm gonna put that one there. That one there. Oh, I could put them in both places. I was very happy how that stamping came out. The stamping here came out very clear. So I'm thinking that one of the things that I will do is I will use this as the background and then use that and sort of sew around, so I've got a bit of a, oops. So this is a random thing. It is an Apple label that I had stuck on the arm of my camera holder, and it has just come loose, and I never used it. So you know what? We're going to be brave, and we're going to throw that bit of paper out, because not every paper needs to be saved. And my community has a very good paper recycling service, so it doesn't go to landfill. So I'm going to get rid of that because it's too much white. Use that bit. Oh golly, now we're getting very, very fussy. And I want to cut that bit off. Oof, look at the thread on that glue. I'll do a cut like that, I guess. Oh, this is fun. I do enjoy it. Oops. I'll do it this way. Nope. Nope. Oh, pick one. There we are. Okay. Put that away for a minute. Now we have to figure out how we're gonna, I've not used this. Ooh. So I think this is, looks like, so it is a knit, so everything else here has been a weave. It has torn very well. This is knit. And what do I want to do here? So I'm going to take a piece and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There we are. Probably while I wipe my nose. Silence is thinking. I wonder if it just all needs to go that way. Let's take a bigger batch out, see what that does. Oh, I know what that'll do. So what I'm doing is getting a square, and that's just sort of folding it over. That's square-ish. And, oh, I don't like this. This is getting all little flecky bits. It's very much like glitter. Yes, triangles are much better. So you can put these aside. Oops, there we are. So if I go, I am just purely going to rotate. The triangle. So point, 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 point. And I need 4. Or I wonder if I should do one without. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do one with, one without. Because this thread has got to be used. There we are. Like I say, this stuff is miserable. I've lost the end. Goes on forever. The stuff that you enjoy using just gets used up so quickly, and the stuff that's miserable just goes on forever, it seems. Wow, that's gonna be a mess. I'm putting my money on that there's gonna be tears at the sewing machine. That's just what I'm gonna say. There. Maybe I do need some of this. Oops. Where'd it go? There we are. So this one gets strips, that one gets triangles. And I think I 100% need to have something to sort of tack down this fiber that's going to be all over the place. We're just going to do that. Is there anything else that I need to put on here? Oh, some of this. What do I want to do? Let's see what this looks like. So I folded this into 8. And just sort of let it drop as it may. This one I think is close to being ready. This one isn't, because it doesn't have any fiber on it, or at least any thread on it. I'm not going to use any more of this. But there is this. Also not a pleasant thing to use. But let's get some of it out. Here we are. Oh dear. I think the best thing for using this in embroidery is to couch it and not to actually use it as threaded through a needle. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is not use the whole thread at once, but I am going to separate, I think. Yes, I am. So I'm going to untwist it. And this, for anybody who's an embroiderer and saying, why don't you just pull the one fiber out? Let's try that. Oh, this is a mess. Oh, I'm sorry if I am making anyone upset with my failure to undo this well. Well, the ones at the top are okay. Ooh, it's a beautiful sunset out there. I did mention that this is terrible stuff, though I could say that this is just, you know, we could just call it texture. That's maybe what we'll end up doing. And I say we like there's 7 of us here. Making this unholy mess. Okay, well, I've got that, so I'm going to cut that. This is, I just dropped it. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Try it anyways. There. Isn't that attractive? Oh, that's a bit of a mess. Oh. Okay, well, we're going to do that. Let that all spin out. There we are. This peel out. One pull out. It's going to be good enough. And I'm completely changing the principle of laying these down again, because now I'm trying to trap ends of this. Let's do it that way. There. Okay. And I'm just gonna get up, move over to, I have a small little bowl over here, bits of stuff. Oh, yeah, we can do that. Oh, here we are. There we go. So I have a couple more bits that we can use as decoration. One is some more of this twine. This is some book spine, and this is a snip that's left over from this spool of ribbon that is very stark, Mermaid Company in color. And I can do that to just sort of cover up that green. I want a bit more of that. I'm looking forward to using this green in a couple of places in this journal. So I think it will be quite suitable. Oops. Okay. Mayday. We've got issues now. What's happening? So I want to do that. And I wanted to do that. And I am deliberately covering up the white bits that are left on this dark green. And I'll make sure that when I do the sewing that it works out that way too. So I wanted that, and then I wanted to fold this in 8. So there's 1, 2, 3. There, good enough. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay, so I think I am going to stop here because I need to go and sew this on. And oh, I didn't do that. Do I want to? No, it's going to be white. I'm going to pass on that for now. So I'm going to sew this on, and then when I come back to do the next video on the coffee journal, then I will show you what I have wrought, and we will carry on. So thanks as always for joining and helping me build this journal. I really appreciate your company as always. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more, and we will see you really soon. Bye now.